Hey everybody, how are you doing? Dr. Erickson with the Herniated Disc Fix. Wanted to talk to you today about some shoulder pain. This is can be a common thing. So for those that don't know us, we want to give you as much information as possible. We see a lot of people that have, disc, neck, back, shoulder pain, and we don't want you to be one of them. We want to give you as much information as possible to try to fix this problem.
Yeah, Dr. Jake Anderson here. I'm a chiropractor at Essential Motion Spine and Sports. So let's dive right into it. Chris, why don't you demonstrate a shoulder press so these people know what we're talking about? So here you can do this with any dumbbells. You can do this with a barbell like Chris has here. There's a lot of variations of this, but one of the common complaints we get is people get pain in the shoulder or even coming down from the neck into the shoulder, and they're limited in this movement or they can't reach up as high as they want to be able to perform this movement. So we'll dive through a couple things here just to kind of show you some movements that might provide the relief you need. So we'll start with one easy one here. A lot of people, when they go into these movements where they're pressing overhead, they tend to jut their head forward. And that
you wouldn't want to put that like behind the neck doing that press, because that really puts you into protrusion. I should have showed that too.
Yeah. So one of the simple things you can do to kind of combat that is go the opposite direction. You just take the head straight back, almost like you're pushing in a drawer, something's coming at your face and you're trying to dodge it. You just come straight back. And you can just do these on repetition, crank out 5 to 10 of them, and then you can retest and see if you can do that shoulder press.
And the reason we do this is that even though it seems like you're not attacking the shoulder joint or that shoulder pain, is that 5, 6 out of 10 times pain that you feel in the trap, the scapular or shoulder blade region, and then the shoulder arm is coming from the neck, even though you don't feel it there. So you got to check here first. 5, 6 out of 10 times is way too high of a percentage to not check there. So always good to start in sitting, check the neck, go through it a good 10, 15 times. Once you get to that retraction, the next part would be to go ahead and extend back all the way and let it really close down. So that's kind of 1A and 1B. And then Jake, why don't you go through the next one here as well on the, I'll talk you through this one on the bench. So another one we could do would be some thoracic. So that's going to hit you kind of in the lower cervical spine. This next one's going to be much more in the thoracic spine. So this as well, in this, we call this CT junction, where the cervical meets the thoracic, is a common spot to cause like this kind of pain into the arm and shoulder. So we got to check these two out. This is a very good motion and mobility movement for thoracic spine. But what you're also getting is you're getting end range shoulder flexion. So because Jake put his upper arms on the bench and he's pushing his chest down, he gets good movement through here, but he's also getting his arms like up over his head real far. So good end range flexion there. All right, now let's go onto the wall and try that other one again. And then I'll do the last one with the bands. But so now he's going to get a little bit of movement here. So he's going to really trace along. Yep, you got to watch your hand on that part right there. There we go. Okay, right through there. So he's going to come up in these big rainbows, and notice how he's going to turn his hand at about 12 o'clock. So this is external rotation here. He's going to put it into internal rotation at the bottom. There we go. So there you go. A little bit of rotation there, and then back down. Yeah. So that's a good one to get that the overall like big circumference movement of the shoulder. And I'm going to have you do this shoulder extension here.
Okay.
My right shoulder is giving me some trouble with like overhead pressing. After I did, lower cervical, upper thoracic, some big dynamic shoulder movements, then I would work into a little bit of opposite, which would be like shoulder extension, because it hurts to go up, so let's go backwards. I'd stay nice and tall, I'd still stay tucked in, and then this band is going to just bring me back. I'm going to stretch the long head of the biceps, which sometimes gets caught under that, what we call the acromion process. It's kind of like the roof on top of your shoulder. And that's what you'll hear, like when someone says they have like a shoulder impingement issue, it can get kind of caught. So let's bring that shoulder back and stretch the long head of that biceps in through here. Nice and dynamic, moving this way.
Make sure you let that band draw the shoulder straight back. Some people tend to let it come out to the side, and you won't get the same effect out of it.
Good point. Straight back. Stay tall, don't cheat this way, it's not the same stretch. You gotta go up here, let it come straight back all the way up, and then back to your hip.
Okay.
Those are
4 easy movements to open up your shoulders and allow you to get that shoulder head press movement.
Yeah.
So.
There you go.